fantasy, caught in a landslide, no escape from reality.
Oh, Heather, when are you going to learn your lesson? It seems like every time there's some kind of drama going on in Comicsgate, so to speak, that you'll find that always certain people are involved. For instance, if you're talking about diversity in comics and these certain little hate groups that they have, then you'll always find the same characters as Tom Brevoort, Mark Waid, and Heather Antos. And so she's back at it again with all this hate tweets. And she tries to turn it, she always tries to turn it to victimhood. These people that, you know, they're not creative, they ride the coattails of everybody else, they were hired because of boobs and not on their merit. They'll always do this kind of stuff. So we got this JP Morgan guy. I mean, he comes up with these hateful little tweets. And Virginia Gentle Nerd, the person has done nothing, and nobody watches any of their YouTube videos. They've been around since 2015, have done nothing. And then blocks me on Twitter because reasons. Is right on board to get into this as well. It says, Time had Hitler as Man of the Year, and this pile of garbage are the justification for equating a hateful piece of trash with anyone else in comics. And he's referring to Bleeding Cool's top 100 powerful people in comic books, and they put diversity in comics on there. Now they put it on there because it's controversial. They also put it on there because it's true. The guy went from 0 to 45,000, almost 50,000 subs in around 3 or 4 months. That's astonishing. Obviously, people are listening. Obviously, people are relating with what he's got to say. I'm not saying he's right about everything, but the dude could power a comic book all on his own. 45,000 would put you in the upper mid-range of Marvel Comics right now, and you could pretty much write any book you wanted. So Virginia has to come in here and say, yeah, learned his lesson from all the free attention you gave him, you muckraking hack. And she's talking about Rich. Says, I took the lesson bit as I can't even read their tweets, they're so messed up. I took the lesson bit as being directed towards those who called out Meyer, which was an equally troubling thing for them to be saying. And then as we go to the next tweet here, it keeps going, and who pops up? Heather Antos, but we'll get there in a second. He says, nothing quite inspires saying F you to Bleeding Cool. And so they have to change it around. They have to make fun, call it Bleeding Bull. First of all, because they don't want Bleeding Cool to see it and respond. But second of all, because they're unoriginal and can't be funny. I mean, we had Bleeding Fool, which actually is funny. As having Meyer on their top 100 most powerful people in comics list does. When they're saying most powerful people, they're talking about most influential. And that doesn't just mean because you write a comic book. And he says, you know how we all hated and rightfully criticized boycotting any outlet that gave Spencer, Hopkins, etc. a platform, legitimacy, or endorsement? This is what Bleeding Cool are doing with Meyer now. Bleeding Cool has openly criticize diversity in comics with every chance they get. They literally hide behind any chance that they can get to try to discredit him. They're the same people, Rich Johnson, that goes on there and tries to befriend him, and then right after that writes an article making fun of it. And then, of course, Virginia has to do the forced cussing. That piece of S is terrorizing people I love, and they're going for the daring take, so edgy, not caring about real people and their lives or mental state. I hope Rich gets his hands broken and never types again. So you went from they're terrorizing your friends to you're terrorizing them now and hoping violence on their body. See, they don't even see their hypocrisy. You're saying that they're terrorizing people. What has Diversity in Comics ever done to terrorize anybody? Nothing. Show me the facts. Show me where he's done it, and I will quickly get behind you and denounce Diversity in Comics. But you don't have any proof. You just keep going on and on with this crazy stuff. And then, of course, when all this is going on, who pops up? Heather Antos. She has to come in there as a victimhood, and when they're saying this is, yeah, I totally learned my lesson, sad face. And it's funny because the face looks just like her smiling faces that she does where she only smiles half of her face because it's like she had a stroke or something. And we call that the mental illness smile. They can't even really smile at all. And that's my thing. It's all about victimhood. She has to come in there and immediately say, I don't know if you know this, but he's picked on me before. And he hasn't. He's never picked on her before at all. But she has picked on us. And here's my thing. You know, I don't know if you know this, but there was that whole Comicsgate thing. That was it was a nothing, or a milkshake fiasco that was a nothing burger. She went with a bunch of friends to all take pictures of themselves at a milkshake place. In the middle of the day, they went and got milkshakes. The middle of the day. No one does that. But second of all, they take a picture, put it on there with Fabulous Flo, which is a totally different thing. They're talking about Flo, which is a feminist that works in comics. And so then 5 comments come in, and one of them says they'd bang the one in the front, and the other one said you'll probably get a rape charge. And that's the worst that was said. And yeah, they were mean, but that's the worst that was said. I have meaner things said to me before lunch. And so this went on to be this whole fake bullying thing. They shut down Marvel. Everybody went into hashtag make mine milkshake, and this went on for the entire couple of days. And it's just silly. It was nothing. And it's funny because it was right before a new event came out for Marvel, and then they had this blow up into this big promoting event, and I call BS. So Heather Antos has quickly skyrocketed in popularity. She has a book called Gwenpool that she edits, that the character clearly looks just like her. It was characterized after her. The character was actually just a variant cover character that was, you know, just for fun, and they said, hey, let's make this. And a white dude said that, hey, this would be a good idea. I want to make this into a book. And that's what I mean by, you know, it's a white dude. Everybody's like, oh, diversity. It was made by a white guy. And it was actually kind of popular. Well, the character looks just like her. And then they quickly got another artist in there, Gariharu, later on. They're a great group of people. And cut her hair and styled her different, but she still looks just like Heather Antos. I mean, there's no other way behind it. So then it gets canceled, and Heather Antos is right back into obscurity again, and she's just editing Star Wars comics now. She was hired because she edited one book that was nothing. It was supposed to be an anthology book that was total trash. And Tom Brevoort, the resident I need a work girlfriend, pops in there and hires her because boobs. And so that's where her popularity comes from. And she has quickly popped up in the drama sphere every time. Like, I don't know if you remember back, you may not be aware, but there was this Susan Auger character that has been constantly trying to dox diversity in comics, had pictures of his family, pictures of him, had a special file folder on her computer where she was trying to collect all this information on him just because she didn't like what he said. This is psychotic behavior right here. Just because you don't like what somebody said, it wasn't even about you. It's just something they said. You create a whole hate folder on all this personal information on them and their family and their kids, and you shared around on your Facebook for like a month. It was constant Facebook posts about him and things that he's saying, trying to get a hate group against him to get his Patreon shut down, get his YouTube shut down, get him to fired at his job, trying to find out where he works. I mean, this is what they do. They look for dragons to slay, and they make it part of their life to ruin other people's lives just for fun. And so who pops up? Heather Antos. She changes her name to Heather Marie because she says she's getting harassed, when really it's just because she doesn't want anybody to find out that she's saying this stuff. She's in private DMs and posts with Susan Auger here talking about, oh, this is getting good. And then she says, you know, we've been trying to get his Patreon shut down for a while now. And it just really blows my mind. I can't believe it. I mean, she's here every time. And I don't really know why Marvel keeps letting us go, because she contributes nothing. But it's the point to where now she's had the milkshake fiasco and she's unfireable. If you ever get rid of her, now she's going to call sexual harassment on Tom Brevoort and everybody else, because that's the only reason they hired her. And I mean, it's really sad. too, because there's a lot of other people that could have done a very good job, and I feel like she does probably do an okay editing job, but I found several errors in her books before. So these people that says, oh, she's actually real good, no, she's just average. Okay, she's learning on the job, literally, and that's okay in a smaller book, but she was hired at Marvel, the biggest comic book company in the world, because if you ask any writer at Marvel, they'll tell you that Marvel is the best, there's nobody like them, blah, 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 even though DC actually outsold them last month. So that's really all I got to say. She does this stuff all the time, and like I said before, my only interaction with her was one time I asked Diversity in Comics, which was a well-versed, you know, this is when I just found out who he was. I knew he was well-versed in comic books, and I said, hey, I don't know this person that showed up in my people you may know. She seems kind of like an SJW, and she had that weird photo where she's like halfway smiling with her pink hair, and obviously I'm going to ask questions about that. And I said, is she cool? She seems like an SJW, and he said, oh no, she's all right. That's all I said. That's all he said. That's all I said. Then she pops up on my Twitter post to him where I had screenshot her account, never mentioned her by name, screenshotted her account and sent it to him. She comments on there, well, I've actually been a pro in comic books for 4 years now, but thanks for asking. And then before I can even comment back, blocks me. Yeah. This is the kind of tolerance that they're hiring over there at Marvel. This is the kind of people that they're using to promote their books. It's these alt-right or alt-human, just fake robot people that have no personality, no life skills, and are complete shut-ins and attack anyone that talk to them. I mean, they act like you are trying to physically harm them when you criticize something that they do. And it's just silly and it needs to stop. But that's all I got to say. I just want to do a quick little video and talk about it. I still have my news video every Saturday, but I just want to talk about this because it kind of hits close to home, because she has legitimately went after me before for no reason. So yeah, that's all I got to say. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. I hope you guys have a great day. I've got a sale going on right now on my Teespring account, so if you want any shirts or any jackets or anything, they're $5 off. That's going to go on till the 28th. So alright guys, I'll talk to you later. Underground Geek out.